Now, Donald Trump, and I know a lot of you guys love him, was very proud of those vaccines, right? That's probably one of the things you're like, oh, but he does like the vaccine. Well, let's see what Donald Trump is saying about the vaccines, lockdowns, and potential pandemic policies going forward.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship.
I do believe in the general analysis that first there is an appetite to achieve something, and then they reverse engineer the way to achieve it. The legacy media is falling apart. The ability to control the narrative and control the people is starting to change. The suggestion is we need new systems and new models. There should be more democracy, not less, less authority, not more. And Donald Trump, whether or not he delivers, and you can let me know in the comments what you think about this, he knows the language, he knows the rhetoric, he knows the questions, he knows how to frame these arguments. And because what we're offered as an alternative to Donald Trump is such inept, innocuous, vacuous, deceptive politics, people claiming that there's a new farmer bill, you look at the details, it's bullshit. The Hawaii fires, well, let's look after our own, we care about diverse people, it's bullshit. Because of that, this kind of language, this kind of rhetoric is much more powerful.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Russell Brand, who's facing some serious allegations from the mainstream liberal media. And if you guys don't know who Russell Brand is a British, I guess, formerly progressive comedian. Okay, he's a comedian that does a lot of political commentary. And like anybody who was once on the left, I guess, right? If they disagree with the left, okay, if they push back against the establishment narrative on certain issues, like, for example, Black Lives Matter, Ukraine, COVID, right? If they don't hate Trump, okay, like Russell Brand, okay, then they're not on the left anymore, okay? They're automatically smeared as alt-right, as conspiracy theorists, okay, as MAGA, right? So, again, that is how Russell Brand has been labeled by the left, okay? And like anybody, okay, who is seen as an enemy of the left, regardless of your political views, again, there's going to be a huge smear campaign to try to destroy your career, okay? Look at somebody like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is not a right-winger, okay? He's not conservative. I would say probably at best he's a libertarian, but he's probably a classical liberal, okay? But it doesn't matter, okay, that Joe Rogan may be center-left on a political spectrum, because Joe Rogan doesn't get on board with the woke agenda of the left, the far left woke agenda. They have smeared Joe Rogan as alt-right, he's a racist, he's a conspiracy theorist, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, Russell Brand, unsurprisingly, is facing similar type of smear campaign against him that Joe Rogan did, except this time they're actually going full Andrew Tate on Russell Brand and hitting him with MeToo allegations, in which Russell Brand came out and preemptively got ahead of what he is calling a media smear campaign, stating that he's innocent. He's innocent, and the allegations against him are 100% bunk because all the relationships that he had were consensual. Take a look.
Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack, and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff, like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago there was a spate of articles, Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack. Now, I don't want to get into this any further because of the serious nature of the allegations, but I feel like I'm being attacked, and plainly they are working very closely together. We are obviously going to look into this matter because it's very, very serious. In the meantime, I want you to stay close, stay awake, but more important than any of that, if you can, please stay free.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, fast forward till today, right? He put that out yesterday, and boom. Here's the headline from the BBC. Russell Brand accused of you know what and assault. Okay. This is what happens when you speak out against the elites, right? When you expose the agenda, the globalist agenda, and you reveal what's actually going on, what's happening. Doesn't matter if you've historically been a leftist or progressive. No. You are speaking out against the elites. Okay, you're sounding too conservative. You're agreeing with these right-wing populists too much. Therefore, we have to put you in your place, right? We have to crack the whip on you. Okay, this is what they try to do to Rogan. Okay, this is what they do to everybody who breaks rank, right? Especially, again, if you're somebody that is seen as being on the left and you get out of line and you basically call out the extremist agenda of the left. You don't go along with the woke movement. You don't go along with the agenda, right? This is what they do, right? This is what they do. Okay. Now, again, I'm not sure if these allegations are true or not, but the point is that it doesn't matter when it comes to what the agenda is, right? The point is to put him out there and to smear his name and to convict him in the court of public opinion so that people automatically believe that, okay, this person is some type of abuser. Again, not sure if these allegations are true. We'll read about some of these allegations, and then, you can decide whether or not you think they're legitimate, right? But just understand, in my opinion, I don't think it's a coincidence that this stuff is coming out considering how important of a voice Russell Brand is in the political landscape. And next year from now, we will be in the middle of a heated general election that could decide the fate of this country, American politics, the West, right? I mean, again, that's what we're talking about here, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Comedian and actor Russell Brand has been accused of rape, sexual assaults, and emotional abuse during a 7-year period at the height of his fame. So again, these are old allegations, right? Sounds like the same old story that we hear all the time. The allegations were made in a joint investigation by the Sunday Times, the Times, and Channel 4's dispatches. 4 women are alleging assaults between 2006 and 2013. Brand has denied allegations and said his relationships have always been consensual. During the years covered by the allegations, Brand had various high-profile jobs at different times, including at BBC Radio 2 and Channel 4, and as an actor in Hollywood films. Other claims made as part of the investigation include allegations about Brand's controlling, abusive, and predatory behavior. The investigation has been published on the Sunday Times website. while the Dispatch's documentary, Russell Brand in Plain Sight, will air at 2100 BST on Channel 4. Several women have made allegations against Brand as part of the investigation. Channel 4's head of news and current affairs, Louisa Compton, said 4 of the women had alleged assault. One woman alleges that Brand assaulted her against a wall in Los Angeles, in his home. She was treated at a crisis center on the same day. The Times says it has seen medical records to support this. A second woman alleges that Brand assaulted her when he was in his early 30s and she was 16 and still in school. She alleges he referred to her as the child during an emotionally abusive and controlling relationship. A third woman claims that Brand assaulted her while she worked with him in Los Angeles and that he threatened to take legal action if she told anyone else about her allegation. A fourth woman alleged being assaulted by Brand and him being physically and emotionally abusive towards her. On Friday, Brand released a video in which he denied serious criminal allegations he said were about to be made against him. Yeah, so basically, this guy came out and preemptively denied what was to come, okay, the allegations that was to come. And in my opinion, I definitely think that if I had to guess, right, if I was a betting man, I would say this is a mainstream liberal media smear. And that's not to say that some of this may or may not be true. I don't know. All I'm saying is that when they dig up these old allegations, I think we should always ask questions about why did these women wait so long? Why is it coming out now, right? And again, at a time in which we have an election coming up in 2024, and it looks like Trump, right, is going to take back the White House. Again, you got to start to knock down some of these people that are influencing the more independent-minded thinkers, like people who may have, some leanings that are left or are on the left for the most part, but are independent, right? They're open-minded to maybe voting for somebody like Trump because, again, Trump is not as quote-unquote far right as the media wants to make him out to be. He's actually closer to the center than people give him credit for. And that's why I think that Trump is performing so well in the general election polls versus Biden. And I think that Trump does have appeal with independents. He does have appeal with Democrats and people who are center left, who, again, are more populist types that don't like the corruption, okay, and the woke agenda, right? So I definitely think Trump has appeal to those people, and I think that's why you see people like Russell Brand, who doesn't hate Trump, right, who have actually said some things about Trump that, again, you're not supposed to say as a leftist, right? You're not supposed to actually ever agree with Trump. And again, that's why you're seeing this attacks, right? It's the liberal media and the powers that be cracking the whip on a guy that they see as getting out of line. And he's gotten so out of line, he's too influential, and they're trying to put the genie back in the bottle, right? Now, again, I don't know if these allegations are true. I'm just saying that what we're seeing here is the same pattern that we always see when it comes to these people who push back against the establishment. You see these types of smears and attacks. So, hey, who knows, right, whether it's true or not. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.